Instagram, not this week. Don't mess with me this week. For those that joined last week, you know that Instagram was trying to mess with my life, trying to mess with my show. Not tonight, people. Happy Wednesday once again, back on my Truly Talented Insta Live talk show. Tonight I know they're all special, I always say they're a special guest, but tonight is a bit different. You know, tonight is extra special for me personally because it's a bit of a personal one. It's a family friend, so it's not just, you know, someone that I sort of know of Insta, and, you know, I respect her in ways outside of her work and outside of what she does, like in her personal life, just as much as everything else. So yeah, so tonight's a little bit different, and I think that's a good thing. You know, it's nice to have people that, she's a family friend, so it's nice to have people that I personally know very well on the show. But yeah, before we get started, how's everyone's day? Happy Wednesday, what you lot on? For those that weren't here last week, you know, do you like my new setup? Do you know what I mean? I've got to switch it up every now and then. I hope you like. I've had a family day. That's why I didn't put no makeup on my skin today. Just obviously the lipstick and stuff, but nothing on my skin today because I had a face mask, as you lot might have seen on my page. I was having a family pamper day, you know what I mean? Little girls time today. And when you do a show at 9 p.m, sometimes you feel like you've got all day, so you actually like end up like, I was like, I've got like 3 minutes. So yeah, there's like a good thing because you get to do things in the day. But then when you have a show at 9 as well, at the same time, there's also disadvantages because it's kind of like, oh, like you thought you had all day and it's like, oh shit, it's like 3 minutes till we start. I'm not even going to waste more time because she can explain what artist covers and what she does and what it means to her. Let's see.
Yo!
Oh my God, I feel like I ain't seen you for too long. Like,
I
know. Until you were like, what's the last time I went to your house? Like, you was like teaching me choreography and stuff, you know, like, you know, teaching us non-dancers, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I still ain't seen footage. I still ain't seen evidence of that.
I'm too nervous to show you footage, to just like, you know, too nervous to show, like, you know, the pros, like, whew, be sweating if you're watching.
You don't need to be nervous, man.
Oh, shout out Mumsy. Mumsy's in. Shout out Mr.
Hi,
ST.
Mum.
Yeah, shout out Mumsy, she's in. And that's what I was just saying, guys, like, Sharlene is not just someone, you know, I know from Instagram. This tonight is extra special because she is a family friend. Like, our mums are friends, and like from years, I'm talking years. Like, I remember, like, was it your 21st birthday I went to, Sharlene, when I was like really little?
Yeah, I've got footage of that.
Oh my God, yeah, I see. I see footage of that, and I'm like, oh my God, what was I wearing? What was I doing? No one wants to look back at that, you know what I mean? Shout out LDN, RBS, shout out D-Word, shout out everyone that's joined in. Guys, anyone that's missed it, she's, Sharlene is an artist, producer, but she's going to explain a bit more about that because obviously artist covers a lot of things. But you're multi-talented, so that's why we've just said artist. It's just easier. But also, you guys, she's a family friend, but most importantly to me, and most impressive, like, to me, about you, the most impressive thing is obviously that you're a carer for your mum. You know, for me, and that's why I felt like no matter what boxers, no matter what singers, no matter what even celebs or anyone that I have on this show, for me, it was so important to me personally to have you on the show. That's just my personal thing because I just, obviously it's close to my heart what you do. One,
yeah,
because we're friends, but also because there's some people may or may not know. Obviously, my mum's of really bad health as well. And Charlene's mum's, you know, of really bad health, and she's not very well. And obviously, Sharlene, you've been caring for your mum a long time. But okay, but before we get to that, anyway, before I'm diving in right deep, we're going to get a bit deep tonight, I feel like. Yeah, she's a true role model, exactly. Yeah, so this is really special.
thank you.
Before I'm giving it all away, tell us in your own words a bit about yourself, where you're from, obviously what you do.
Yeah, sure. So, I'm Sharlene. A lot of people call me by my last name, Carter. I'm 35. I was born and bred in Barking. I still live in Barking.
Nice.
Whoop.
Oi.
So yeah, I'm currently a creative producer for a local charity in Barking called Studio Free Arts.
Nice.
I've been with them now a year and, oh my God, I need to count. A year and 4 months now I've been with them. I've done freelance work with them previous to I went into a full-time post. Before that, I was a freelance artist in the borough, teaching in schools, doing PE and after-school club for about 10 years. So yeah, long time being self-employed, and it was a big decision for me to do that transition from self-employed to employed.
Okay.
Obviously, there's pros and cons, and yeah, you've got that salary, but at the same sense, I love working on different projects and meeting new people. But I get to do that anyway in my job, and I love my team. My team are a small team; they're great. I couldn't praise them enough, and it's on my boss and the salary. Although I did enjoy, you know, being self-employed. Okay, some months you don't know if you're even going to get anything, but at the same time, I enjoyed that job and I loved it. But I still get to meet new people in my role now as a creative producer. So yeah, that's me. That's a bit about what I do, really. And obviously I care for my mum, but we'll get to that a bit later.
Yeah, we're gonna get to that. But no, I love it. Like, I love the transition. And mum was just saying as well, you know, you've done so much in your career while still obviously caring for your mum, you know, and obviously having that responsibility and having someone obviously rely on you, really, and to do all of that and you still manage to, you know, care for somebody else. Because sometimes, guys, I ain't gonna lie, it's hard enough to care for ourselves. Bro, like, my hair wasn't going right. I mean, this is first one, but I'm just giving a stupid little example. But you know what I mean? Even just the smallest things, like to care for yourself, like, you know, I'm sorting out my puppy here, like, that's hard enough. Do you know what I mean? So that's what I said, those smallest things are hard enough. So I can't imagine doing what you do, you know, and then still working and all that, because I'm still running around like headless chicken now. So I can't even imagine, like, and obviously I do care for my mum, but your mum's been extremely bad health and more relies on you even more, I would say, probably than mum at the moment, you know, thanks God. But, you know, but yeah, so okay, so in terms of dancing, because like you were saying, obviously you was teaching and obviously you've been dancing, you've been doing this a long time, obviously you've been doing this a long time, guys, like what we said. But where did you start? Like, where did you first, where did you train? Where did you even get into it?
So when I was 3, my mum put me into a local stage school called Katie Guyton. That's how we met your mum and your sister, because your sister went there.
You're joking.
You go as well?
Yeah, I didn't know that. That was how, though.
Yeah, so I
know that. What the hell? Even I did not know that.
Well, you learn something new today, girl.
Okay. Yeah, because you're a bit more similar ages to my sister.
So I went to, Katie Guyton Stage School from when I was 3 to I was 16. And then when I left school, I moved away to Leicester at 16 to go to a performing arts college for 3 years. It cost quite a bit of money. It cost a lot of money. So my mum, a single parent, bless her, worked 4 jobs to help pay for my fees. And then I got a job. There was no doubt about me getting a job. So the first day that I moved to Leicester, I went to the local shop at the end of my road and I got a job. Because I needed to help
out there.
I had to pay my rent, had to obviously buy like our for college, our outfits, like we did ballet, we did everything, ballet, theatre, tap, street dance. So yeah, and I went there for 3 years and then I graduated in July 2004, moved straight back. Yeah. And then I was auditioning from July onwards, and I worked part-time in a restaurant in Pizza Hut.
Damn. You got that from your mum, see? Got that from your mum, huh?
Yeah. So why they were quite flexible with me auditioning. So I was quite lucky to have a job that were flexible to do that. Then I was still auditioning, and then unfortunately in February, that's when my mum had a car crash and she got sick. We won't go into more. We're going to a bit later. And then I was still working at Pizza Hut while caring for her. Because you can work 16 hours while you get carer's allowance. It's not all that, but you know, it is what it is. It's not about the money, it's about the person you're caring for. Exactly. And so I did that for a bit. How long? Well, I think I did that for about a year in Pizza Hut, and then I was over it. I was like, yeah, I need to get out of this job.
That's too much.
Yeah. No, but then I wanted to teach. So I thought to myself, if I can't go and audition, because it was quite serious with my mum and I won't be able to go abroad or go away or do whatever, I thought I need to do something that I still enjoy. And I love teaching. It's all about giving back to the community. Like, we're one of the most biggest deprived boroughs.
Oh, we are.
And some young people...
Obviously, I don't live there now, but growing up there like you, and obviously only just recently moved out, I agree, like, definitely one of the most deprived, like, and even when it sort of goes to barking, like, they do, and that is rare. So,
I thought, what can I do to put my practice that I've learned to young people that might not be able to afford to go and do that? Because I can afford to do that. So I started teaching for a local dance group at the Vibe in Dagenham called Move It. I started teaching for them, and I met another teacher that was teaching them called Chloe Dean. Big her up. She runs an all-female hip-hop crew now called Myself. But at the time I met her, she was just starting out the crew and auditioning. I got in. So that's when I found my love for hip-hop and street dance. I loved street dance at college. I thought it was amazing. And I thought I was the bomb. But when I left, I was like, that weren't street dance. I need to go back. To the joint. Yeah. So big up Chloe, founder of Myself. They've been going for 10 years. I went and performed with them for their 10th anniversary last year.
Wow.
We all come back for reunion. So
they're doing well as well then. So you kind of learnt from the best then as well. Really.
Oh yeah, definitely. And then that was me. Like after that, unfortunately, I got injured during my time dancing with Myself and had to have surgery. So I had to take time out. And then after that, that's just when I got into school. So I fell into the role, but because of like.
But that's like fate. Sometimes that happens, you know. Sometimes we fall into this, or something comes up that we weren't maybe looking for. But to me, I feel like that's fate. That's kind of like that's what you were supposed to be doing, you know. Like
yeah, definitely.
It's just an opportunity that just came out and presented itself. Like, so why not take it? I mean, like you said, you're giving things back as well. I really love that you felt like that. You felt like not only just I just wanted to get a job. Like there's passion behind what you're doing. Do you know what I mean? For me, like from what I'm seeing and hearing. So I love that. But obviously you've gone from dance teaching and dancing and stuff to more directing and actually producing shows now, haven't you? So can you tell us a bit about that transition from obviously going from that? You talked about being self-employed and then sort of being...
So yes, when I went into schools teaching dance and youth centres, I met a young person from Dagenham called Bota Saver, who now is a company called Far From The Norm. Please go check them out on Instagram. They're amazing. And I met him at a youth club and I was teaching. He was in the music studio. And then we went into, I don't know if you met anyone on the live members of Dagenham Town show at Central Park.
Was it when I was working there? Because I know Botis, don't I? I don't
know. So we
I might have.
We got together for a duet for a competition at the Dagenham Town show in Central Park. And then that's how we started dancing together. Then I ended up started producing for his company. So again, I fell into the role of producing. I've never produced learning on job, learning as I'm going, learning from other colleagues, like what to do, what to put into place. That's how I got into producing. So producing and teaching are completely different. Obviously teaching, you teach foundations of a style, you teach the history of it. It's very important. I find it very important. Most teachers I know do, but it's very important if you're teaching style to do the history as well and break it down and show different types of music and costume, not just 5, 6, 7, 8, boom, class done. So
it's very detailed. You have to go into and teach them knowledge of it as well as practical rap.
Yeah, and then producing now is more like I'm making the event happen. So I'm speaking to the venues, I'm doing contracts, I'm doing budgets, I'm casting the artist to perform. Like you're sorting out the workers, sorting out the food. Everything is on you when you're producing. Obviously, you've got the team behind you to work for, but that is all on you. So yeah, that's the difference, and that was my position. Sorry, one sec, Mum, just stop that. Just stop that. Sorry.
That's all right.
So yeah.
While are you there?
That was the transition.
Oh, bless her. That's like you've got so much pressure and like you said, you're producing actual shows and you put on really big shows as well. Like obviously Broadway theatre and things like that. Like their shows that like obviously you were talking about giving back to the community and like local things, and obviously that's from like your borough, like, obviously where you're from and stuff. Which is, I think that's always nice as well. I've always been, you know, wanting to take like Terrell, you know, and things like that. I wanted to go like and watch one of the local shows in particular because that's kind of like me as well. It reminds me of myself growing up, like going to little Broadway theatre or something or whatever, you know what I mean? So because it is obviously local to us as well. So I think that's nice that you're, like we said earlier, there's not a lot going on really in Barking and Dagenham, is there? There's just not a lot going on, like really overall, like honestly, there's not. So for you to put on those shows and for people to come together and all that, I just think that's that bit more special than it just happening in areas that, you know, loads of things happening. So it's that more special again. D. Roy and people, I will get to your questions. I know there's a couple of questions going up there. I will get to your questions, guys. But before that, so what would you say is maybe the biggest show for you that you've produced, that you've been a part of together, you know?
That's a hard question.
Only hard questions on my show, guys.
See what, sorry?
Only hard questions on my show, guys. These lot.
So I've got two, which are completely different. One was
Okay.
the company I worked for, and one was when I was freelance. That's fair, right?
That's fair. That's fair. All right. One from each.
Back transition. So the first one was for a show I produced for Botus at Sadler's Wells, the Lynn Bailey's next door, the theatre next door. It's linked to Sadler's. It was a show called Wild Card. So he had his own night, and he could do whatever he wants with his company and invite guests. And if we sold out the first night, we'd get a second night. I'm producing. There's no way we're not selling out that first night. We sold out within like...
That wasn't even optional.
No, that's what I said to him. So I think we had like about 2.5 months. Within the first month, we'd sold out. Boom, we got the second date. Off we go. So, yeah, that was one of my first favourite memories of producing as a freelance producer. And then as a creative producer with Studio Free Arts, one of my biggest highlights was a promenade called Merchant of Venice, which we did outdoors in Barking in 2018. Wow. And I was the community engagement manager, and I recruited over 100 volunteers from Barking and Dagenham to take part in different roles in the theatre production. So they could either do marshalling, so they marshalled the audience around Barking, or backstage management.
Yeah, there's a lot that goes into it.
Dance or the drama. So for me, to get 100 local people on set for a 7-day show, yeah,
that's great. Like we said, you know, and for that to be happening, because you know, if you hear a lot of things on the news or you hear whatever, you don't hear that many positive things either going on in Barking, you know, Barking and Dagenham, so and things like that. So obviously, again, like it's just another thing that's like, at least you're putting something positive into it, you know. There's something nice coming out of it, and it's uplifting thing rather than just, you know, always negative and stuff. So we appreciate that, you guys. So obviously we spoke a bit earlier about, you know, you not just being a director and producing shows, and obviously you've done dancing and teaching and all sorts. The most important thing and the most impressive thing to me, as I said earlier, was, you know, the fact that you're caring for your mum at the end of the day. You know, you're doing all this in your career, and you're able to care for your mum, who's obviously of very bad health. So could you tell us a bit about that, a bit about your experience, like just honestly and genuinely as much as you can, or comfortable in being. How do you physically and emotionally, how do you juggle it all, and how do you cope?
Yeah. So unfortunately, my mum had a car crash in February 2005. So literally 8 months from me graduating and moving back. On the day she had the car crash, I was visiting one of my friends who had cancer, one of my best friends from college. But she got through it and she's here, so that's good. But the day my mum rang me when I was visiting her, she was like, I've had a car crash, but I'm all right. Like, that's just my mum. All right, I'm going back to work. I was like, cool. She had a bit of whiplash. She was going to go see the doctor the next day. So then she see the doctor and had a cortisone injection, and then carried on with daily life. And then in September the 20th, I think it was, 2005, or 22nd, sorry, I got it wrong. My mum just shouted that in the background. 22nd, she picked me up from Pizza Hut, and she was swerving in the car. And I was like, Mum, what's wrong? She said, my vision's going a little bit. And I was like, okay. So as soon as we got home, she went to bed. And then the next day she woke up and said, oh, I don't have energy, like I don't feel right. So we walked to the doctor's, which was round the corner, Ted Ball Hall next there, Mr. Mittle, no, he's not there anymore. And it took us about 25 minutes to walk there. Like, that's not even a 5 to 8 minute walk around the corner. Yes. And then she got admitted to hospital, and then, cut a long story short, was in and out of hospital for 3 months. Then they tried to tell her it's psychological, and I said, no, my mum has worked 4 jobs. There is no way it is in her mind. So I asked for a second opinion, and then I waited a few months for that, and we see the doctor, and I told him, and he said he'll run all the tests again to find out that her brain cells are damaged at the bottom of her brain, but they don't know what caused it and they don't know what can treat it. I'm telling you what caused it, the whiplash. I'm not even a doctor. It's common sense.
Yeah, because she was born before the crash, so obviously she
absolutely
instantly and quite early, like from the crash, she had that as well. So it's kind of like
so
obvious, yeah.
From February till September, she kept getting headaches, but that's normal. We just think take Nurofen. Like, you know, sometimes when you walk down the road and you trip over your own foot or something, she was doing that getting out the car. But again, you think it's normal, and then it's not till you reach the bus. But that's not normal. For that to keep happening.
Not when it's that often, yeah.
They diagnosed it with a condition called onset late ataxia cerebellar, which is a neurological condition. Yeah, I know. It's a neurological condition that is, you know, it gets worse in time. And yeah, she's been like that for 14 years now.
I was going to say, it gets worse in time. She's had that since 2005, your mum. So.
Yeah, so basically I was 20 when she first got sick.
Young as well to be.
And she you know, I was young, I don't know what I'm doing. Like, when you go into the role of a carer or any role, the government don't tell you what you can claim for, what to do.
They won't tell you, yeah, they won't tell you. Yeah, you have to like.
So believe me though, I'm a fighter. I will not. My mum worked 4 jobs, paid her tax. I think I'm sitting down.
You fought from the beginning though, if you think about it. If you had left her, and imagine you didn't, 20 years old, I mean, they're not 20 years old, okay, the doctor says, you know, she's fine. They've done so many tests. They're saying she's fine. So she must be, for you to sit there and say at 20 years old, look, no, actually, I'm not comfortable with this. I'm not happy with it. That's not normal. You went with your instincts and, you know, having good instincts at that age and following them, being brave enough as well to speak out and say, actually, no, actually, my mum's not fine. Like, you need to do something.
Yeah.
Like, you better, like, do that.
And I don't have siblings either, so there's no way I'll...
Yeah, to rely,
Yeah, so at first, I'm not gonna lie, at first it was hard. It's very upsetting. Like, it's like, what do you do? Like, I wanted to go see her in hospital. At the same time, I needed to work. I needed to pay bills. True. So what do you pick, work or going to sit in a hospital? So I'd go to work, then I'd go there with her, then I'd come home because I wanted to kill 2 birds. I wanted to do both. You
to be like, it's almost like you have a lot of responsibility early on in your life because you're caring for your mum, and like you say, you still got to go work, you still got to go to hospital, but you have to work. You couldn't just stop, and like you said, siblings to kind of bounce off when you have that. So I've got so much respect for you for doing that at such a young age, putting yourself forward, sticking up for your mum, going, you know, making the doctors double check, because words for it, like, okay, cool, like, you know.
So yeah, it was emotionally hard and physically draining. However, I had a good support network around me. Like, my friends were always there for me. They were over, you know. But then obviously as time went on, there was a point where I didn't want to work at Pete's throughout 16 hours and care for her 40 hours. Not that I didn't want to care for her, but you're limited what you can work. And because I went into teaching, you earn more money an hour, so you go over the bracket. Yeah. So then I got carers in for her. However, even though I've got carers in, I'm still the carer at night because they don't stay and she needs help. So I am still a carer, but obviously I went into more working.
You can always be a carer, really.
Yeah, of course. But you know, my mum has very strong genes. Like, she's been like this for 14 years and she could have gone into depression, mental health, gone the other way.
There's other things to it.
She's always smiling. She never complains. And I think that's where I get my strong genes from, you know, because strong. Like, you can't just... It's hard, I know, but at the same sense, we're just grateful that she's still here. You know, the other way. But yeah, I just think having that strong network around you and my mum's strong genes, that we're in it together, and you can cry together, you can laugh together. It's always us two, you know.
I was gonna say, I think that's so cute that it's you two, you know. It's just you two, like, because even though I've got my sister, obviously everyone knows I'm very, very, like, I'm like you. I'm very, very, like, a mummy's girl. Like, I'm exactly like you. That would be me at 20, like, compared to most other 20s. I would have been like, no, do the test again. And the way, you know, for your mum's housing and the way you've had to fight. So you shouldn't really have had to even fight like that, to be completely honest.
I know.
That's another story to even go into. But just, yeah, you're just a fighter, Sharlene. I've got so much respect for you for all what you do. Before we go forward, I'm going to go back to the viewers' questions because I don't want to miss no one out, you guys. I am coming to your questions now. Please, thank you so much for being patient, guys. Because I know, like, a couple of people sent questions here. Where's the first one from? Anoop Watt said, what drives you?
I think my passion, because not many people can say they love their job.
That's so true.
I love my job. So me loving my job drives me, and my passion, because I love it, to, you know, pass on to the next generation and pass on my knowledge. And, you know, seeing young people get up on stage, if they might never perform before, their confidence is growing, they're meeting new friends. That my job drives me because I've got a big passion for it.
That's so cool, man. I've like, yeah, it's like who, like you said, not a lot of people can wake up and say like, oh, I don't even feel like I'm working. Yeah, I'm going to work, but like you don't feel like you're working properly when you do what you love, you know. So
yeah,
that's like magical, and you, like you say, unique, you know. Honest Music said, what? Wow, so cool. And you know, people are saying you're a big up Leicester. Obviously, you moved to Leicester.
Oh, but they're on lockdown now, so don't.
Yeah, people are saying like a lot of respect to you, you know.
Thank you.
Darling, I know what you mean. I care for my mum as well. I have been for the last 8 years. This is why I thought it was so important to have you on the show. A lot of people, we don't talk about it. Yeah, they don't talk about it, or you don't hear as much about it, or you know, it's just not a very highlighted topic. I think like carers, you hear of carers maybe like more so now because of COVID and stuff, and carers like in care homes or things like that. But the people that maybe, like you said, you're not even a carer on paper maybe anymore at the moment as well.
No, not, yeah.
Carer, yeah, and you ask them a carer, and a carer is the most important job, a magic job. But when it's for your own mum as well, that's a different the way it would affect you, like you say, you know, emotionally and in every other way possible. It's just a different level. D-Way is nothing but respect for you. I love that. That's so cool. I've got so much respect for you, Sharlene. And Justina, you already know enough love and respect for you. Oh, shout out D-Way. That's really sweet. He always joins in as well. Another question I said before you explain. That's all right, D-Way. I'm just catching up. That's my fault because I'm, you know, the Sweet Life London. Oh my God, Sharlene, you used to teach me dancing.
Oh, what? Oh my God.
What? You see, guys, she's taking generations. Like, she's been teaching that long that she's teaching, you know, she's taking you lot, like, generations of you, man. She's teaching you lot. So that's so cool. How cool is that? To have someone come back and be like, damn, like, no, you
and I did actually, Katie. I think that rings a bell. I'm normally quite good with memories. Yeah.
You remember that? Oh, yeah, because it's not a personal profile. It's like a business page that she's writing from. So it might be, yeah, it's Katie.
Yeah. Because of what I've been through with my mum and fighting with the council, the system, I decided to put on a show, a production. I missed that out earlier. That should have been at the top of my list. It was called 1360 because I summed up 13 years, that's when I did the show, in 60 minutes of my life. I did an autobiographical piece. I put my whole life out there on stage, but to help others speak up. I had a cast, I had someone play my mum, I had someone play my dad. Obviously, I played myself and some dancers. I did it over 3 nights at the Broadway Theatre. I got funding for it. I had to do a crowdfunder as well to get more money. I managed to get $3,000 on that and $3,000 from the council who supported it. So yeah, I'm hoping to bring it back. So I'll let you know in about a few years' time, hopefully when theatres reopen.
Please do. And see it.
And that was very hard to do because I lost my dad the year that I was doing it as well, and he wanted to be there, but unfortunately he couldn't. But yeah, it was emotional. I thought it was going to be easy doing the show because it's my show and I can tell my story all the time. And when I got into the studio, it was, because you're like breaking it down, it's physically and emotionally draining. Like, I'm going deep. I'm telling the truth. There's no lies.
Yeah, there's nothing. You're laying it bare, like. And I think sometimes when you're just, because you get used to it, because that's your everyday life to care for your mum. So you're used to it in a sense that you probably don't think of how like amazing what it is that you do, you know, like. And obviously, like you said, it's been 14 whatever years. So obviously that shock's sort of gone away from it a bit because obviously you do get used to it. Like, okay, this is the cards we've been dealt. Now we've got to deal with it. But at the same time, when you've seen it play your life from beginning till now, like seeing it play out in front of you,
Yeah, and
imagine how emotional that would be.
yeah, and my director, Liza Valance, she's my actual manager now. She's the artist director, Studio Free Arts. She actually said, you need to be on stage and watch it the whole time, but you're in it as well. But the thing is, I couldn't watch it because if I watch it, I get emotional sitting down. Then how am I going to get up and play me?
Oh.
So I'll never forget the first show I did. I watched it, and before one of my monologues, I was crying before I even got up.
Oh, bless.
So,
Mum was crying, wouldn't she?
who? Sorry,
I bet your mum would have been crying. Bloody hell.
Mum, did you cry? Yeah, she did. Yeah.
Oh, good. Oh, bless
So
her.
yeah, that was one of my favourite.
Because they're friends, and my mum was like that. I done the end of my last final end of year exam and stuff for my music degree, and I done a similar thing to what you done. Like I put on a show basically, but I obviously singing. But I done a song that I wrote called Mama, and she didn't know about it because she gets really embarrassed. You know what my mum's like? She'll go red and she'll get embarrassed. Like, but I've performed it, so similar to what you done and about the story and about my life, and obviously our lives are a bit similar. And then she just literally, she was like crying. Oh my God. Okay, so that's why I knew your mum would be crying as well.
No, she was crying, and
So
because
cute.
my mum finds it hard to clap because of her coordination due to the condition, she had an instrument every night. She had a rattle one night,
Oh.
another a tangerine little thing. What was it, Mum? Tambourine thing. Because she can't clap, that's her way of showing appreciation to the cast.
Wow. But you know what? Can we just take a moment? Like, the smallest thing that we take for granted, you guys, being able to clap. Being able to clap, like, at a show is normal to us. Like, we can do that, no problem. Like, kids can do that. Like, this is how you know we've got things like that. Bring it home to me how grateful we have to be in life. Like, your mum's condition really brings it home to me. Like, and should, you know, hopefully, and anyone that's feeling down out there, and you know, obviously COVID and all this lockdown's been a hard time and stuff, especially now. We should really, really look at others and think, actually, you know what? We're not that bad off. Like, we're actually okay. You know, and things like that can, you know, make you feel better. But also, you've got to be grateful in life, man. Like, that really, I mean, you said it like you're used to it, obviously, but that's a big thing, you know, to take for granted that we just do. You know what I mean? Like, so that's damn, man. But I'm gonna get emotional. Like, I'm not even emotional, but damn.
Even the cast member that had to play my mum, when she see the script, she was like, right. Because obviously, my writer, Sir Ashley Joseph, big up, to write the scripts, he just listened to me and my mum talk for an hour, and then he wrote the script, and I was like, oh my God, like, he wrote mine, I'm like, that is me. But he got it to a T, and 3 things my mum was asked what she misses doing: working, because she was a workaholic, showering. Now we take that for granted. You should be able to shower yourself.
I'm struggling.
And I can't remember, was it putting your socks on or doing her hair? One of them.
All these things.
Washing her hair. And I remember my cast member, Iona, thank you for doing my mum such justice and a good role. She was so nervous about doing it because obviously she's not in a wheelchair. But the reason why I did, so there was a thing when I was casting that I wanted to have 2 people play my mum, one able body and one non-able body, right?
Okay.
But then when I sat down and reflected on it, and why should I have a non and able body when my mummy was my mummy, you know, my mum was an able body. So I need to have one person to play that. So she went from able to non-able. So you see that journey rather than have 2 separate you know, cast members. So that's what I done.
That's mad. I really hope you can put that show on again. I'd love to come and watch that. I really hope.
Yeah, no, hopefully, fingers crossed.
Definitely. Yeah. You got to follow her, guys, for the updates. You got to know that, though. You know what I'm saying? All right, thank you, Melissa. I just want to shout out. I don't want to miss anybody out. I know there's another question in my box. I'm going to ask that as well. Oh, gorgeous makeup, Justina. Baby hair on flick. Thank you so much, Mel. Because I ain't gonna catch you, as I said to you earlier. My hair, you know, everyone's talking about getting their hair on fleek in lockdown. For some reason, my hair did not go right. I don't know what's going on. Die or something, probably ruining my hair. So today I was like, I don't know what to do with this thing. So I'm glad you like it because I didn't know what else to do with it. I just pulled it back. I was like, it's a slick day today. It's got a hide in my bun. So thank you. That makes me feel a bit better about my hair problem. But now, obviously, all that aside, you also have your own company because you're a boss out here. Do you know what I mean? Charlene's boss out here. No, goals and that's goals, ain't gonna lie. Yeah, so you have your own company, Carter Productions and Co.
Bang bang.
what advice would you give to anyone else that's maybe trying to start up their own thing, you know, that really wants to go and do their own, make their own company from scratch the way you did?
Don't hold back, just do it. Like, obviously, some people, not everybody's had a lot of time during this lockdown to reflect back on stuff. Like, start writing your plans, research people in the community that can help you. If anyone wants their own business or wants advice, I've got contacts, I can help you. Hit me up. Don't wait for anybody else, just do it. But make sure you do get that support along the way. Just remember, patience is key. That is a big one for me. Like, I know you want to see progress and answers and stuff like that, but patience is key. It takes time.
People feel like, I think the reason why people get frustrated and they, you know, because a lot of, well, we all do, because you think, oh, why is it not working? Why is it not working? Oh, because you want things to happen more quicker than what they sometimes can, you know.
Yeah, but patience is key, definitely, for me. And to, you know, you're gonna have ups and downs, but just stay positive, because obviously it's your idea, so you need to stay positive on top of it to be able to sell it to others, ask for support. So I think just having that positive mindset, and don't be afraid to reach out to people. I mean, some people might not everybody's the same, but I'm happy to give free advice, and I know a lot of my friends will. So yeah, that's what I'd say. Go follow me, guys. Carter Productions and Co.
Exactly. Yes. Oh, and, excuse me. Whew, damn, too much fizzy drink, you guys. I'm gonna lie. Too much KA. Excuse me. Yeah. No. So I mean, before I go to the last question, talking about reaching out to people and giving advice, you are really, really good at giving advice, Sharlene, because you know, obviously, I just wanted to give you a shout out because you also helped me when I needed to do the same thing you done for your mum. You know, obviously having a disabled mum as well. You helped me in telling me who to speak to about getting her adequate, like getting her the right housing that suits obviously her needs, and same as your mum, you know, them not being able to sort of be on 2 floors anymore, not being able to be in a house anymore, you know, little things that we take for granted, they're not able to go up loads of stairs and things like that. You know, it was better for my mum as well to be on one level. You really helped with that because I knew you'd been through it. So I knew you were the best person to come to. So I just wanted to give you a special shout out for that, because I really, really did appreciate that. And I want to shout out Margaret Hodge, because Margaret Hodge did actually listen to me.
Did she? Bang, bang.
A lot of people in government, a lot of people don't listen to, you know, people, their people. I'll say their people because it's, you know, we are meant to be their people. They're our government and they should listen to us, you know, especially at times of need like that. And, you know, we obviously both had genuine situations. And yeah, I just wanted to shout out you both for that, because that was really special to me. Thank you, Charlie. Appreciate that. And thanks for tuning in. Yeah, so like it's a big thing, you guys, man. So I just wanted to say that before I go to the last question.
Sorry, one thing. Katie says my famous words were boom, cat, boom, boom, boom. Yes.
Where's that? Oh,
cat, boom,
Charlie, famous dance words, boom, cat. Oh, damn, this is bringing back memories for you. I think, is that what he was saying? Oh, he already wrote that up there. Okay, fair enough. Because people wrote their questions like in the comments, didn't they? So fair enough. All right, cool. So what I want to know, Sharlene, before you leave us tonight, I want to know what you've been doing, like what you've been watching, give us some inspiration for lockdown, quarantine life. What you've been watching that's keeping you busy, because you know the soaps are cancelled right now. Like the soaps are basically like running out now. I want to know what you're watching so I can get some good tips. And if anyone else has some good tips, Netflix, I don't know, whatever it is, BBC iPlayer, sometimes they got whatever it is, shout it out.
Bulletproof.
What's it?
Bulletproof.
Bulletproof, okay.
Is it on Sky Art? What is it on? Sky?
Oh, I don't.
It's only on Sky though, guys. On BBC iPlayer, I've started watching I May Destroy You.
Oh, okay, I haven't seen that, so I might check that out.
Yeah, it's quite
something new.
Intense, but yeah, watch it. What else have we watched? The Hate You Give, the film.
Oh, I love that. Can I just say, for those that don't know, I watched that actually a year or two. No, it's not that old, but like maybe a year and a half ago. For those that don't know and haven't seen The Hate You Give, as you lot know, I am the biggest Tupac fan you will ever find in your life. And that film, if you're a fan of that film actually is based on the concept of Thug Life, which stands for The Hate You Give Little Children F's Everyone. It's actually a really, really amazing, like, you can look into that on YouTube and stuff, guys, but it's like an amazing message behind it. And so that film, Sharlene, like, is powerful, man. Guys, if you ain't seen it, it's powerful, isn't it, Sharlene?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Also on BBC iPlayer, it's only a short film. It's by one of my homies I mentioned earlier, Boater Saver, Far From the Wall. He was commissioned by BBC Arts to create a film during lockdown.
Wow.
And it's called Can't Kill Us All. Go and watch it on BBC iPlayer.
I'm literally watching that tonight, I swear.
Yeah. Can't Kill Us All, and it is fantastic.
Damn, I like that. Yeah, because I ain't got I mean, I've watched like most of my series now. Do you know what I mean? So I'm just kind of like, what's new? What to watch? They said, yeah, they said.
Oh yeah, they're both hot as well. Ashley was no club.
Always good as well. Noel, yeah, he's always been good.
Also on BBC iPlayer, we've watched Fosse / Verdon. So it's more about musicals. Bob Fosse, who did like Sweet Charity and Chicago, that was a good one. It's a series. Or let me just say, like, even though my mum hogs the 58-inch screen that I've got most of the time to live on Amazon, I do actually get to watch some, or I watch.
Oh, bless her. That's the only thing, in it. Yeah. Oh, bless her. You know what? It's what entertained, isn't it, when she's at home? You know, while she's stuck in. You know.
And I've been planning, because I want to write a book about my autobiographical life. I want to write a book, and I want to go back into studio. So I've been working on that as well.
Damn, I love it that you're like fearless. You would just go for it. Like, you're just like, yeah, I'm writing a book. Like,
no, I don't want to write the book. I want someone else to write it. Don't get it twisted.
But still, though, damn.
But yeah,
saying some cool stuff. Lights Girls on YouTube by Own. Yeah, they're good recommendations.
Wentworth, I've watched it.
Yeah, I want to watch that. I watch that, but guys, I feel like I'll be lost because this one is like, I swear there was a big gap. Like, one until like years like after, because I remember, like, for me it takes me back to my youth a bit, because I actually remember watching the first person, like, I don't know if it's the first, but like, you know, the early ones, and like when I was young, like, so I'm like thinking, like, and I used to love it as well, but now I'm thinking, like, I'm just gonna be lost.
Yeah,
I might try and catch up, but I don't know if I'm gonna have the time. Unauthorized Living. Oh, I love Queen of the South. That is sick. Narcos. Yeah, it forces me to watch that all the time. Narcos. A Plastic Ocean. What's that?
Netflix Coming Home, the Beyonce.
Oh, yeah, I've seen that.
Oh, wow.
You don't know, I've already seen that. But thank you very much.
I'm quite late on that one, but yeah, that was
Money Heist. Do you know what? Everyone keeps telling me about Money Heist, you guys. All these are good for Netflix and Amazon. Yeah, do you know what? I think I need to get some Amazon though, because I feel like when you're on one of them, it's probably the same people that are on Amazon Prime. They feel like they've watched everything on Amazon Prime. When you're on Netflix, you feel like you've watched. But guys, can I say, oh my God, before we go as well, one thing I got to tell you, Fatal Affair, they've just advertised it on Netflix. It's coming out tomorrow, Thursday. So guys, watch out for that, because for me, that's gonna be the film I'm hoping to watch tomorrow.
Sorry,
it looks.
I'm laughing. Might as well watch Vera.
Vera, I'm dead. My D-boy, you do kill me. In every week, I've got to give you a shout out, D-boy. You kill.
I'm not watching that. It looks most boring.
Might as well watch Vera scenes. So they took the subject. Do you know what though, guys? There's EastEnders Secrets. I've been really enjoying it every week. It's like Stacey Dooley, for those that you know, I mean, you must know her, right? Yeah, most people know her. So obviously she's a famous presenter and stuff, and I really love her anyway. She's my favourite ginger girl. Do you know what I'm saying? She's my top ginger girl. Yeah, she is doing like interviews with two of the cast members that are all connected. You know, like, so like Mick and Linda, like Sharon and Ian, like what was it, Ben and Callum, and things like that. She's doing like interviews with them and going behind the scenes and like on set and everything, showing you like how it used to be and how it is today. Like, it's mad. So go and watch that on BBC iPlayer. It's EastEnders Secrets. It's really good, man. It's really good. But for anyone that missed it, I'm halfway in between. You know, obviously Charlene's story is very unique and very touching, really, as well, and inspirational. To be honest, you're very inspirational to me especially, and you know, a lot of people that were saying on here. So for anyone that did miss it or come halfway through, don't worry, because in a couple of days or so it will be up on my YouTube channel, the full interview. I'll send you the link as well, Sharlene, and it'll be up a couple of days in YouTube. It's called I Am Justina. That's my channel. But anyway, the link's in the bio. So a couple of days the full interview will be up, because I just think it's so important that your story's heard. Like, honestly, like, is so inspirational.
I'm honoured you invited me on. You know, this is the first live I've done. I don't do lives, to be honest.
Oh, do you know what? I'm so glad you agreed to it though. We
Yeah.
need to.
I mean, I don't mind, just ain't been asked. But yeah, I don't really do. But yeah, thank you. I hope I've inspired you, or maybe look at something a bit different, or if you want advice, hit me up. Yeah, my account's on private, but I'll follow you after this, and my business one's open. So yeah.
Yeah, shout out before you go, shout out your socials for us as well. Remind us of your company.
Yeah, so Car Productions is C_pro_co. I had to think about that then. And obviously my personal one is Shar_cart. But most of my events and all that I'll post on my business page. So you can see that.
And what I'll do is I'll post it up anyway on my story anyway. So, because you know, it's easier and people could just click on it and just go. But I'll post it up, guys, anyway. Don't worry. But you've definitely inspired me. Anyway, you've definitely changed. I mean, my mum's, you know, I'm really happy with the accommodation now, the house that she's now got, you know, your advice and me following through and, you know, not giving up, basically. Like you have been a fighter as same as you are, you know. And
I mean, and we're quite lucky that they've got us to fight. I feel sorry for families that don't have anyone and they have to do what they say.
So true, man. Like they're lucky. They're blessed with us daughters. Do you know what I mean?
I am blessed.
Oh, no, thank you so much. And please, we wish your mum, you know, obviously, if things, I mean, same as my mum, it's a neurological, whatever, disease. So there's no cures for these things, but we can only hope that, you know, either pray for a miracle or pray for at least things are made easy as possible. You know, God makes them easy as possible for them, you know, for your mum as well. So, and do what you're doing, man. Keep shining. We're going to go all follow Carter Productions, people. Please check out our full interview. It'll be up in a couple of days. But until now, follow Sharlene. And thanks for tuning in, guys. I'll see you next Wednesday at 9 p.m. Don't miss it.
Take care.
Sharlene.
Bye.
Thanks, bye.